In this tutorial, we're going to go through how to add shadows to overlapping objects or objects that are hanging outside of your template for white box photography. If you need help with the basic edit of this or any of the other information on how to get to this point, which includes getting this overlap done, the basic edit, or how to get the images even prepared for this template, check out the description below, and there will be a link to all those different videos. This tutorial though, we're going to go through and show you how to add the shadow to make this look a little more realistic. So if we zoom in, you can see that it kind of looks a little bit cut out at the moment, almost photoshopped in. Everywhere else, you know, there's a nice shadow behind him. There's a shadow on the wall where he's about to touch. And to get these a little bit more realistic, you want to have matching or similar shadows. So the way that I go about adding shadows is pretty quick, pretty simple. I click on the layer that I need to add my shadow to. So in this case, I need to add it to this grid layer. And I simply just use the brush tool. So I hit B for brush. I'm going to bring up the size of my brush and the hardness down to 0. So, and then I'm going to make sure it's on black. Now up here at the top, we've got opacity and flow. Now I bring my flow right down to 1%. And what that does is every time you swipe, you are only getting about 1% of the of what you would if it was set to 100. This allows you to have nice, easy shadows that you can build upon, and they don't look overbearing. Because if we're set to 100, if I go back to 100 and I paint, you'll see I get pretty crazy shadows, and that's not really what I'm after. So what I'm going to do is go back to 1% and zoom in on where I'd like to add my shadow to, and just simply pass a very, very soft brush at 1% with a black color selected until I get a shadow that I like. Now you can get as detailed as you want. I just simply did one size of brush there and passed it back and forth. And when you zoom out, you can see it looks like there's a shadow right there on the box. Now you can do that to taste, however much or as little as you want. And if you really want to add to it, you can take a smaller brush and go tighter in along the object that you're doing. This is overdoing it a bit. It's going to be pretty dark there, but just gives you an idea of what you can do just with a simple brush tool. Now I'm going to leave it a little overdone for the template. Maybe it's a little dark for my taste, but the other thing that I'd like to do now is using the move tool, I just select that layer that he's reaching. So that's this layer right here. And because the object's not actually there's no shadow in the box with him. So same thing, I'm going to use my brush tool at 1% flow, black brush again, and just paint a little bit inside the box to add a shadow that adds dimension to the box as well. Now, all the shadows for me seem to be kind of going off to the left and up, or left of the object, so that's why I just keep it there. I would do it on anything that overlaps the box, even his foot, which we went through the last tutorial on how to get that showing on top of the template. So again, you can take your brush and on the grid layer, taking a smaller one just to add it closer. Kind of want it to match the box a little bit. And then I'm going to take a bigger brush and add a little bit to the bottom. So it doesn't take much to actually add that look that the object is actually over top of the layer. So I don't like to go with heavy shadows. This one here might be a little bit much for what I like, but that's all there is to adding shadows to your Whitebox templates. If you have any questions, by all means, but hope that helps. If you need to check out any other videos on templates or how to do these edits, just check the description below. Thanks very much.